Your call has been forwarded.
Peace to Yahoo, peace to Yahoo. I don't know where Shaka is. Go to didn't start yet. I'm just gonna start everything else and start teaching, you know what I mean? And when he'll come in and press the start button on go to. Anyway, how y'all doing? It's your boy Jonah Bey. You're listening to the Jonah Bey Show. I'm doing wonderful, magnificent, and great. I hope you are too. And tonight, I want to talk about something y'all should know about, but I realize y'all don't, and y'all not using it correctly. And it's gonna go along with habeas corpus. Habeas corpus, right? And it's called due process, or some of y'all might call it due process of law. Now, you can look up due process. You can go into like WEX and read a little bit about it. And we're going to do that because I'm really going to break down tonight what due process is, because y'all haven't been getting due process at all. A lot of y'all believe due process is, if they took me into court, then I got due process. Is it? Did you? There's several different parts to due process. So, WEX, what is due process? Due process, or due process of law, primarily refers to the concept found in the Fifth Amendment of the U.S. Constitution, which says no one shall be deprived of life, liberty, or property without due process of law by the federal government. Okay. Now, what does that mean? Life, liberty, and property without due process of law. What does that mean? Because it really didn't tell you, did it? No, it didn't tell you. All right, I'm finally up and running on GoTo. Hold on, let me set up my mic and my camera on GoTo. He just a little 5 minutes late. That ain't nothing. Ben Bay, turn off your camera. I don't want to see the inside of your car. So, yeah, people have heard that it says that they can't deny you a life, liberty, or property without due process of law.
This conference will now be recorded.
So I had a consultation a day or so ago, and someone got a traffic light ticket. A traffic light ticket. Did you receive due process if you get a traffic light ticket? Because they're giving you a fine. With that fine, what did you get due process? Because you 100% didn't go to court and lose in court to get that ticket, did you? Does that violate due process? Huh? So you might want to just look up due process meaning. Due process meaning. Right? In practice, procedural due process means that the government must give people a chance to defend themselves in a fair hearing before infringing on their rights. It is not merely a formality or amorphous part of law. It is the cornerstone of American justice. And this came from American Civil Liberties Union. So, they have to take you into court before they could take your money. Not only that, they have to treat you fairly. You got to have a fair set of rules to establish either you're guilty or not guilty. If you are in court or they sent you a ticket through the mail talking about a traffic light ticket, where was the due process? They didn't take you in the court and have a fair hearing where you could defend yourself. That's a 100% violation of due process. Now, a lot of brothers still can't get themselves off of child support. And because they don't understand due process. That's a clear violation. Well, what are you talking about, Jonah? Oh, it's easy. You get summons to go to court, child support court, right? And then they talk about you got to give up. They give you paperwork. Give me your banking information, your job information, and your DNA. Right? Wait a minute. I got to give you all this evidence to incriminate myself? First of all, you shouldn't give it to them no matter what. You have the right not to incriminate yourself. Right? But anyway, then they take your money and use it for the public without first compensating you. That's a violation of the Constitution. And a lack of due process. And a lack of separation of powers. Right? When did they make anyone come forward and prove that they had a contract saying that you owed them, that they were your creditor? The baby can't be your creditor. The baby is a baby. A baby can't enter contracts. You can't owe the baby. The baby mama, when did she produce a contract saying you owed her money? Didn't. So it wasn't fair. They made you produce evidence to help their case. How's that due process? How's that fair to you? It's not fair. So therefore, it wasn't due process, even though you were in court. It ain't no real court. It was a fake court, but it's not fair. Hold on. Let's also talk about it. The clerk of court works for the court. The judge works for the court. All lawyers work for the court. And your baby mama. They're all against you. Everyone in the court works against you, plus your baby mama is against you. How's that fair? Ain't that ganging up on you? Ain't that jumping you? If it's not fair, that's not due process. Did you know that? Did you really comprehend that? How about when you get pulled over for a ticket? Right? You get pulled over for a ticket and they give you a ticket talking about pay this amount or come into court. Right? You've been convicted of a crime without even going to the court first. That's a lack of due process. Each ticket. Right? Then when you get to traffic court, it's not fair again. Everyone in the court is against you to get you to pay money. That's a lack of due process. It's not fair. Right? Okay, so that's the definition of due process, hold on, let me read it to you one more time. In practice, procedural due process means that the government must give the people a chance to defend themselves in a fair hearing before infringing on their rights. That means before taking your property, before locking you up, you got to have a fair hearing. You're not getting that. And y'all don't know it because y'all didn't even know the definition of the word due process. But let's go back to Wex and read more about due process. Due process, or due process of law, primarily refers to the concept found in the Fifth Amendment to the U.S. Constitution, which says no one shall be deprived of life, liberty, or property without due process of law. But they've been taking y'all's life, liberty, and property. The 14th Amendment, ratified in 1868, uses the same 11 words called the Due Process Clause to extend obligations to the states. So they use the 14th Amendment to violate due process, y'all. That's what it just said. It's taking laws that was meant to be in the 4 square miles, Washington, D.C., and use the 14th Amendment to extend it to the states. Did you know the 14th Amendment is unconstitutional? What you talking about, Jonah? The 14th Amendment is the Constitution. It was never properly ratified. I got the congressional record that says it. Then I also read to y'all Pitchfork Bill Tillman, where he said the 14th Amendment was only put in to disenfranchise Moors, black people, Hebrews, the originals. That's what it was put in there for. It's unconstitutional. But, so they're using the 14th Amendment to take away due process, right? Then it says these words have their central promise and assurance that all levels of American government must operate within the law, legality, and provide fair procedures. See, what they did was they set up fake courts called administrative courts. They look like a real court, but that's it. They don't function as a real court. They don't act like a real court. They don't use real law. Real law is the Constitution. They don't use it. They use statute, codes, rules, and regulations. There are Supreme Court cases that tells you that statute, codes, rules, and regulations could never be over the Constitution. And any one of them that goes against the Constitution are void, like they never existed. Right? And that's what Supreme Court said. That's what you're supposed to know. Anything that goes against the Constitution is void. Right? So that traffic stop, that traffic light ticket, all that shit is void. Have y'all been calling it out? Have y'all said, I'm not paying this shit. This shit is void. It violates due process. I'm not paying it. If you have a problem, take me into court. That's how simple it is to fight one of them traffic tickets. Traffic sign tickets. You know, them shits, them little cameras just taking pictures of your license plate and all that. That's how you beat that. But let me go on. There are at least 3 other uses of the phrase due process in American constitutional law, and this article will also touch on each briefly. Incorporation. The Fifth Amendment reference to due process is only one of many promises of protections of the Bill of Rights, gives people against the federal government. Originally, these promises had no application at all against the states. The Bill of Rights, see, first of all, that's a half truth, that's a lie. Remember, right now, they're only talking about the Bill of Rights of the federal Constitution, the U.S. Constitution. Nigga, your state's Constitution been had a Bill of Rights in it that protects you from the state and always did. And it's more comprehensive than the Bill of Rights of the federal Constitution. You should be using your state's Constitution Bill of Rights against the Fed and the state. Word. But it can't even compare. But let me go on. Let me go on. The Bill of Rights was interpreted to only apply against the federal government. Yes, that's true. Use the federal Bill of Rights against the federal government. Use the state's Bill of Rights against the state. That's called jurisdiction. Use the proper law for the proper company. Right? Given the debate surrounding the enactment and the language used elsewhere in the Constitution to limit state power, see Barron versus City of Baltimore, 1833. However, this changed after the enactment of the 14th Amendment and the string of Supreme Court cases that began applying the same limitations on the states as the Bill of Rights initially. The Supreme Court only piecemeal added Bill of Rights protections against the state, such as Chicago, Burton, Quincy Railroad Company versus City of Chicago, 1897. See, the whole thing is the state's constitution and its Bill of Rights is the Republic. When they enacted or fakely enacted the 14th Amendment, they wanted you to go by.
So, that whole citizenship stuff that they're doing with that, we definitely gotta get all of that shit taken out, especially that it wasn't ratified the right way.
First of all, it was a civil war, right?
Mm-hmm.
In that civil war, after the Civil War, they went to the states that was leaving and they did a coup. They removed all our melanated people that was those states' representatives. It's written inside the congressional record that we're going to use for proof. And they implanted their own people there, which was fake people. And the fake people tried to ratify it and couldn't. You see what I'm saying? It's the same shit they do to other nations today. They do coups. They kill the president and put in a puppet president. So that's what they tried to do with the governor and the legislative department of those states. And it's written on the record. So therefore, yeah, we shut it down with this lawsuit.
Yeah, I remember in the archives, when you had your commercials playing, there was a guy that was speaking. You know how you used to chop up a few clips of different people, and he did explain that a bunch of reasons why all of those weren't even fully ratified. They were kidnapping senators and dragging them there, trying to force them to vote.
That is
threatening them.
See, that is what Pitchfork Bill Tillman was talking about. That is the Ku Klux Klan's beginning under Pitchfork Bill Tillman and them. They all worked together to do that. That's all the same time. Remember, Pitchfork had to keep it going to ratify the 14th Amendment. That's what he said. So they forced it. They did war. William, make sure you send me that case to my email. Go ahead.
Yeah, I just wanted to tap in and touch bases on that. Sorry, I missed the call. I was sleeping, man. I had to get up early. But,
I feel you.
Yeah,
I know you had to
but
get up
yeah,
early.
But Sunday was an amazing build with everything that you put us on to, and I can't wait to further my knowledge down that line.
Yes, sir.
As you teach that.
Yes,
I'm
sir.
gonna mute out and let somebody else come in. Peace, Yahuwah.
Peace, Yahuwah. Kadari L. Peace to Yahuwah. Peace.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Sorry, you was talking about the class action lawsuit. It's just a matter of when you bring that in, but I was thinking in the sense of building on what the brothers were saying with the administrative process. What happens if your case is closed before you complete the administrative process?
Yeah, that's impossible. That means you didn't do it right.
That means what?
You didn't do it right?
That means you didn't do it right.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, no. That's why I was asking, because it's a matter. We did the discovery and the motion to compel before we did the default. They closed the case by saying he served his time. When they took his body, they said his time was served, so case closed. So we didn't get the default in time.
That doesn't matter. They still violated your rights. The case ain't closed. You can appeal.
Okay, so you would still pursue it even if you did get the default?
Yes.
Okay, that's all I wanted to know. I was thinking maybe it was too late or maybe overthinking it. That without the
You're always overthinking. I tell you that all the time.
Okay, yeah. Well, hey, I'm working on it.
No doubt. It'll come with time. All right, peace.
I can't hear you.
I said it'll come with time. Peace.
Peace. Thank you.
L-Tep.
Peace again. Yo, this resonated with me really, really, really much. Looking at the fake stuff that they got online about this stuff being ratified, 14th Amendment, it fell on my born day, July 9th, let's say 1868.
Mm-hmm.
So, Jonah, I want to ask you, from your point of view, what do you think would be the pushback that we would possibly have, and what would be the outcome, do you think, abolishing?
They're going to try to avoid it, like I said. They can't push back. I got the congressional record.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? They can't.
Yeah.
So, and then I got Pitchfork Bill Tillman saying the purpose of it. Those are the two.
They would try to turn around and like do something else, like bring a different bill out, like not give us entirely, try to spin it on us a little bit, without everybody knowing that we did win,
bro.
Come out with something else, like okay, well we got to the sense of the word.
Did you hear my case? Did you hear the audio I played with the senator against those judges?
I can barely hear you.
Did you hear the audio that I played the other day with the senator going after the judges?
No, I didn't.
See, you too far behind. You ain't studying.
I gotta get on. I'm out here doing this doggone trucking thing, and hey, Joe, they are kidnapping people on the trucking thing. We definitely need to abolish this doggone 14th Amendment.
Mm-hmm.
Man, these Klans members out here kidnapping brothers and stuff like that. Trucking. Anytime we make money on any avenue in this corporate America, credit cards, how you can, used to be able to put that stuff in bankruptcy. Can't do that stuff no more once we caught on to that. All types of things. And this right here. If
we sue for the 14th, it should shut down any and all of that. Everything that's being done, just like I just read to you, it said it was under 14th Amendment.
Facts. Big facts. Absolutely. So, class action is anybody. there's more
A whole
than
bunch
one
of people on one lawsuit.
Mm-hmm. And that in class action lawsuits, you can also add punitive damages.
Of course.
So okay. Okay, I was going, so I don't want to say too much on the air because, I guess we got to strategize and stuff like that. You seem like you got it all down packed already.
I don't.
I'm just waiting to see this unfold, Huh?
I don't.
Oh, okay.
I ain't never did one before. So how I'm going to have it down pat?
Okay. Hey, yo, you know what I'm saying? Hey, just feel like it, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You got enough knowledge. So, anyway, yeah, hey, like everybody else is saying, I'm definitely like, tell me where I sign up. Like, we doing like a petition or what have you. I said no better time than like now because it doesn't seem like I know that the system is collapsing. Like it's fear tactics is going on right now. This system has been collapsed.
Everything that they've done, the straw man, Social Security Act, all of that is under the 14th Amendment. It's all fraud. The whole system, the matrix. Believe it or not, the matrix of today, democracy, is based off the 14th Amendment. 14th Amendment touches everything. It's the most cited amendment ever. Even
but that then about.
Yep. After we get rid of that, all our problems go away.
Yep.
Especially us melanated people.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. All right, peace, my brother.
Peace.
Yo, Bay, this is the last caller, then I'm out. We over time.
Peace, y'all.
Peace.
There is strength in numbers.
Exactly. They have to address us. If we have even 1,000 people on that lawsuit, they got to address it ASAP.
Let them squirm. Let them take their time to squirm. You got to answer.
Mm-hmm.
You know what they said in that congressional record? Pitchfork, Bill Tillman said, we adopted the educational qualification as the only means left to us, and the Negro is as contented, as prosperous, as well protected in South Carolina today as in any state of the Union.
And then they lied and said we did no more fraud in the elections. Lying motherfuckers.
So yeah. This is genius. Thought of that right there, teacher. I appreciate you.
No doubt.
That's all I had to add. Strength in numbers tonight.
All right, then. Peace. That's our show for tonight. Hope y'all enjoyed. We out of here. Peace to y'all.
Peace to y'all.
Jonah Bey.